Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. I have a question about JavaScript tutorials today. Yes, it will be somewhat of a technical question, but somehow I always avoid the technical questions. Some of you think that I've never actually coded in my life. But if you think that, I will tell you, okay, before I get into the question, go check out my Pluralsight courses. I have 55 of them, and you judge, right? Okay, because I know some of you leave comments and you're like, oh, has he ever coded a day in his life? I get it. Maybe I don't look like a coder, maybe I don't sound like a coder, maybe I don't talk about coding stuff anymore, but I did for a long time, and that's why I can talk about some of these things. But I'd rather give you, honestly, like there's a lot of people that give you technical advice, and that's great. I used to do that too. But I'd rather give you the kind of skills that are going to help you more in life, that are more principle-based, that are going to apply to more than one situation, right? There's plenty of people that give you technical skills. I don't think there's too many people that are giving you really the life skills that are going to benefit you in life. So that's what I'm doing here. So I got a question from Yazid. I like that name. That's cool, Yazid. And he says, you've inspired me to start teaching on YouTube. Awesome. Yazid, where's your fucking channel? Let me see the link. Come on, man. I want to start with Java. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see. I've inspired you, but you haven't started a channel yet. Okay, I'm not trying to make fun of you, Yazid, but how many of you, right, have said that? Like, enough. Go and do the work. I don't even have to read the rest of this question. Go and do it. Go and do it. If you fail, do it again, right? If you keep on trying, you're going to eventually succeed. But if you keep on being inspired, then you don't actually do anything, nothing is going to happen. I promise you, okay? So, again, I'm not trying to make fun of you, Yazid. I think it's great that you're inspired and you want to make a YouTube channel, but let's read on here. He says, I want to start with JavaScript since it's my bread and butter, but JS tutorials are everywhere. Should I teach another topic or try to differentiate myself in the saturated JS space? My strategy was to teach with unparalleled depth, okay, I like that, and build a deep JavaScript content library from language basics to the latest tools and frameworks. An arduous task for sure, but is it enough? I like that you use the word arduous. I like that word, that's a good word. Okay, so here's the thing. Like I said first, I'm gonna stick with my original advice, which is, as Dan Martell, I keep on mentioning him because I like what he says. He says JFDI, right? What is it? Just fucking do it, right? Do that, right? So that's the first thing is I'm going to say, like, let's, whatever you're doing, like analysis paralysis isn't going to get you anywhere, right? I'd rather you be in the car, driving the car the wrong direction, at least going somewhere, because then we can steer that car. But when you're parked in the driveway, I'm not steering you anywhere. You can turn, have you ever tried to turn the wheel of a car that's parked in the driveway? It's pretty hard to turn and then it locks, okay? And then you're like, crap, and then you call AAA and like my steering wheel's locked. Maybe if you're just me. But anyway, it locks up, right? It doesn't, you're not going anywhere, you're not changing direction, you're not seeing anything different. So if you're sitting there in the car and you're like, oh, should I go this way? Should I go this way? No, let's go forward and then we can adjust as we go. So, but with that said, all right, there's always enough room in the market. But I talk about this a lot of times. You definitely need to check out my playlist on specialization, okay? Because you need to specialize, you need to slice thin enough. And I've got another video coming up, I don't know the timing on the release, where I'm talking about 20 minutes on this. Maybe it'll be in that playlist by the time you're watching this video. So I definitely encourage you to check that out. And along with that, right, so let's talk about that just a little bit. So if you're gonna do this JS space, it's fine, you could do JS, but you need more of a differentiator than just this idea of going really in depth and this arduous goal, right? What you need to do is you need to figure out how are you going to be different, right? And I talk about this all the time now, and I double down on this because I think this is really important. And I'm not kidding, right? How can you be #1 best in the world at what you're doing, whatever it is? So the answer is either you can be really, really fucking good, right? You could be an Olympic level athlete, or you know, there was this guy, he's still really, really good, but my friend was just telling me about this guy that does training here in San Diego. I can't remember, but he's like the gold medalist in the gay Olympics. And I'm not making fun, but I'm saying that's a different slice. You see what I'm saying? Like he's not competing with everyone. He's picked a spot, right? And so it's the same thing here. Again, I'm not making fun, but what I'm saying is that you got to pick, where can you be champion? Where can you be king? Where can you be the big fish, right? It's not just in JavaScript, right? Unless you're just so phenomenal. Right? I mean, maybe you have incredible stage presence. You can do videos like nothing, and your voice is golden, you know, whatever it is. But that's probably not the case, okay? Instead, pick a thin slice. Pick something, you know, that either you're going to serve a specific community, right? Or you're going to go really detailed, like granular at what you're doing, or a cross-section of both, right? You give you a quick example. I did a podcast for a while called Get Up and Code, right? I stopped doing the podcast, but it was an intersection of developers and fitness, right? And so that was a kind of cool intersection. I could sort of be the king of that space, right? Who is the king of doing fitness for developers, right? So now if you think about it, right, what's my intersection? It's soft skills and software development. So I can be the king of that. You see what I'm saying? So you just got to pick something, do your JavaScript tutorials, but figure out how are you going to slice it thin enough. And it could be that you go really, really deep into one specific technology, okay, which there's plenty of room to do that. Or it could be that you serve one specific group of people, or you do it in some kind of unique way. I saw this one guy on YouTube, this Indian guy with this like white streak of hair, and he's doing like machine learning and stuff, and I can't remember his name now. I should interview him on the channel. But he just, like, the way that he's presenting is so unique with, you know, it's totally a unique thing, right? So you got to pick something that's going to make it so that you can differentiate yourself, and so that you can be, again, what's the goal? You got to be #1 best in the world. How are you going to do that? You got to slice thin enough, right? You can always expand out later, but right now, if you want to get traction, right, you know, yes, everyone's doing JavaScript tutorials, but that's opportunity for you, because how can you do it so differently? How can you do it so exact, right? It's good that there's so much market out there. A big market's not a bad thing. It just means you can slice it up into little pieces, pick your piece, and become the king of that piece, become the big fish in that pond, and then you're going to find success. But again, it comes back to the first thing. And none of this matters if you don't do it. I'd rather see you just do plain vanilla JS tutorials on YouTube, just like everyone else, and actually do something. If you do that long enough, you're going to succeed as well. But I'd rather see you do something than to do nothing. And most people will do nothing. All right. So that's all I got for you today. If you like this video, if you didn't like this video, if you just want to see what I'm going to do next, click the subscribe button. Click actually the bell so you don't miss any videos. Otherwise, YouTube sometimes doesn't show you my videos. All right. So I'll talk to you next time. Take care.